Hey everyone, Nerd Name Mark here. Holidays are approaching, so I'm trying to get my videos done in a timely manner before I don't have any time to do anything, which will be not fun. Um, sorry, I got a little whatever. Um, so going over episode 14 of Kamen Rider Gavv. Oh my god, so good, really good. I know what you're saying. Hey, are those the Yudo set two for Boon Boonger with the champion forms and Boon Violet and the Boon Red 1119? Yes, it is. If you want to see everything else I got besides those and a big candy toy haul, I got a video that went live a day ago. So go check that out. A lot of stuff. It's basically one of my last real bigger candy toy hauls of the year, because then we don't have really anything coming out, I don't think, until like the end of January, when the Soto set 2 comes out for Gabu, and I'm hoping we get some news on that soon, because there was no candy toy blog this week, and it kind of bothered me, because I was like, I need to know what's going on with, Gabu toys, but we know between all the Gochizos coming out, there's a lot of stuff coming out, especially the caking form stuff, and the cake roll Gochizos, which debuted last episode in 13. Those are officially out in stores as well. But let's not waste any time. I digress. That has nothing to do with this episode, except for Caking Form being debuted, which was really, really freaking good. There's a lot of story and nuance and depth and character, like peeling back some layers in this episode outside of just our new form, which was amazing and I did enjoy. I I was shocked with a lot of things that happened in this episode. For one, I kind of figured Shoma would take out the twins. I kind of was like, that's got to happen, right? Like that's all but a given. But I was genuinely shocked that, I guess I'll just spoil it right away. Um, uh, the only one of the twins, I believe it was Sheeta, that ended up being destroyed. We saw one of, was the Caking Form final attack, the beams going at both of them, and Sheeta pushes Jeeb out of the way, and then destroyed. I do like a lot of the two sides to a coin storytelling they did with the the animosity of the twins towards Shoma, because we saw Shoma's side of things. It was their birthday. They were eating what I assume was a 3-layer chocolate cake with the freaking fondant and everything on it. It looked amazing. It looked a little grim, but I'm sure it tasted good. And we saw, Shoma bringing them flowers, saying happy birthday, and they just dropped them and step on them. Now we see the reverse side of what the animosity was, and it wasn't. It was more or less based off of, because even though Shoma and his mother were in this horrible situation and, basically being held captive, they were jealous of the relationship that Shoma had with his mother, because, they're seen getting their cake, all their happy birthdays, and they're like, too bad father isn't here, this and that. And then, they go and they see Shoma and his mother's drawing the whipped cake with the strawberries and being like, this one's my favorite. And you could see them being like, they want that attention from a parent, because they go and they see their father, who's on the phone, and he just brushes them off. He's like, I'm busy. It's their birthday, by the way. And he's like, I'm busy. Run along. And you can even hear him say, well, I'm going to have Dente, either he's talking to Dente or he's talking about Dente, and he brings up the fact that we're going to make Shoma stronger. So I was like, that's that animosity. It's like, oh, it's our birthday. He's having fun with his mother, of all things, and our dad can't be bothered and is on the phone talking about how they Shoma. So I was like, it's a form of jealousy from them. But at the same time, we got this whole buildup that Shoma basically was jealous of them because they had the family dynamic and they got the cake and presents. So it's like they were both jealous of each other from different perspectives they've had on their situations. I thought that was great. That was good storytelling. Does it make the twins seem a little more like, you get a little more of that, like, feel bad for them type of thing, sympathetic villains? I guess. But at the same time, they were kind of dicks, Like, I'm not going to lie. But I did find all those elements really cool, especially towards the end when Jeep had the broken like mimic thing that they put inside of their stomachs, and also Sheeta's weapon. It was in the rain and was like yelling and this and that. Started cutting their hair, and I was like, "Ooh, that is like that is." Especially when you think about it, it's like kind of maybe Jeep was cutting their hair to like kind of mimic how Cheetah's hair was. I don't know. I think that was really cool. I'm curious, like now, because this kind of does put Jeeb on a like path of revenge, and they were already unhinged, basically losing their position in Stomach Inc., basically about to be married off to further uh the societal strength and standing of Stomach Inc., and then they kind of went rogue, and everyone's like, let's Neville and them are like, let's stand back, let's tell them go to, let's see what they do, and so I think this is only gonna further just bring like, I would be okay if Jeeb is like off screen for a while and just comes back like just swinging. I don't want to see redemption arc, so to speak, where Jeeb sees the error of their ways and they turn good and turns on Stomach Inc. I don't want to see that. I'm tired of, especially with Ray. Well, we've gotten a lot of redemption arcs for people that didn't deserve them and shouldn't have. You can keep a villain, and they don't have to be misunderstood or have the right intentions, but the wrong approach. Like, just have them be villains. Another cool thing, which I really freaking enjoyed, was the Sachika and Shoma interactions. The last episode ended with him being launched off the cliff, and he's in the woods. It's nighttime. Sachika this whole entire time was staying up, worried. Where is he? He made a promise. Shoma brings up, I made a promise, and he doesn't return until the next morning. Hato does find him. He's hungry. Gives him some Ramune candies, which I assume is going to give us our Ramune Gochizos, which will be used soon. And he apologized, and she's worried about him, this and that, and then he's like, I made the cake, like, let's eat it. She's like, now. I do like the the way Shoma reacted to eating the cake, because Sachiko's like, this is great, this and that, and then he's like, really? And he's happy that she's so happy and sharing something that he made for her. But he even brings up the fact that, like, what is this? This feels different than before. He's like, feeling full in his heart and his stomach. And I'm like, okay, are we going the power of friendship? Or is this something that might be more than friendship? I don't know. I'm not going to read into it. I'm not going to ship. I don't ship. I'm 38. I don't do shipping. So, but I do think that also, and even with his red Gavu unit in his stomach, showcased it, because it started having a little glow and making some noises, but he didn't get the instant Gochizo coming out. So I did think that was really cool in their dynamic, because it shows, like, how much they care about each other, whether it's a friendship thing or just both, like, she's bringing up, the whole promise he made, where is he, and then she's getting worried, and then his whole thing is he's beaten up, can barely walk, and he's just like, I made a promise to Sachika. Hanto even got, like, I feel like there's so much in this episode for 21 minutes long, that there's enough, like, Hanto is still hunting down the guitar playing Granu, especially after their very entertaining water fountain fight with the music. And, he finds this Granu in his human form, and, he just spills the beans. He's like, listen, I'm just a grunt. And he's like, who are you working for? And he says Stomach Inc. So we have the Stomach Inc. reveal. So Hanto's just like, okay, so there's this organization that's making these, and he's just a foot soldier. He's just a grunt. So I do like that. Once again, we're getting those little breadcrumbs. We're getting, like, the pacing of all this stuff is really good. Like I said, I hate when we get, like, everything just info dumped on us, all the information in one episode. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of when they do that. So I like how this has been kind of spread out, especially when we're 14 episodes in and Hato just now learned of the name Stomach Inc. Really cool. Also, we got a little Suga in there, the shisty man that I have been saying this whole time is up to something and is shady. Has been proven, because basically at the end, I believe it was Niel, Nelev, I can never pronounce his name, shows up and he basically knows his name. And even earlier on, Sugo was watching. He's like, "Oh, every time I turn my back and look around, you have something new and a little upgrade." So I'm curious what that dynamic is because he knows Suga's name because he says it right as the episode ends. But now to the bread and butter of this episode. Um, the whole new form, the caking form, I love it. The henshin itself was good. I also like that like the frosting and everything was forming around and his sword was spinning around, shaping the cake. If anyone's ever made any cakes before, you put the little thing around there, make sure it's nice and smooth. I thought that was really cool. The fact that he can create his own agents now, that look really cool, kind of like a almost like a palace guard for a king. So it makes sense. Um, all the attacks. Listen, internet. I know there's some memes there. All right. I may use one as a thumbnail. I'm not gonna lie. It's not above me. I'm not above using some of those screenshots that I could easily take and using them as thumbnails because of how they look. I may do that. I'm most likely going to, because honestly, like I haven't made the thumbnail yet. So you're watching a video with the thumbnail. The thumbnail's probably that, honestly. And if it is, I apologize because I just couldn't help myself. The intrusive thoughts won because we know what that looked like, especially when he attacks with his sword. There's like a little pressure thing that he pushes on, and it literally shoots white frosting, like, and it splatters. I'm a mature adult. I swear. I guarantee. Like, I am a very mature adult. But like, jokes of that nature will make me laugh. Farts still make me laugh. I think farts are hilarious. They're very funny. People falling, as long as they're not injured, hilarious to me. There's like my humor is still very immature, and I'm okay with that because it's all right. I buy toys. All right, like I'm not gonna play the moral high ground with some sort of maturity of my humor. It's not like I was giggling so much watching that fight. I was even like, should I do a reaction? I was like, nope, because I'll break TOS with my jokes. So yeah, but the form is great though, and obviously it has the word king in it because it's caking, and obviously king form blade. I like king related stuff, especially my Kamen Rider. I will say the music was really cool because towards the end of the fight when he was going for the final blast on the twins, uh, there was like a nice slow down tempoed piano version of the OP. I thought that was great. I think the music when he henshined and was fighting originally was a little too happily upbeat for me. I was hoping it was gonna be there was some guitars in there. Like and then at the end also with the rain with Jeeb and the rain, I was like, all right, like we're long overdue. I need a rain fight. I need a rain fight like at night, like ASAP. I need one because I've said it. If you go all the way back on my channel to like the Saber videos, I was like, I need some rain, and it was okay. We dealt with parking garage like water sprinklers overhead going off. I counted it as rain, artificial rain. I need something like that, and I'm pleasantly surprised also where this is gonna go for the caking form because obviously the Gochizo did not fly away as an angel after being used, and even he collapsed after too, and his stomach was rumbling, and as Hanto was picking him up, and then he even looked, he's like, oh, I guess it takes a lot more out of me to use this one, so already that seed is planted that hey, this form is not an every episode form. My initial thought was because of the way the DX toy looked with the sections that every time he used it, one of those pieces would mean like the Gochizo was used. So it's like, okay, you get 6 uses of this form. I thought that was an interesting concept in my head. That doesn't seem to be the case. And I'm wondering if like he eats more of the cake, will he get more Gochizos if these ones do expire? We don't know how it works with these. That's the stuff I'm curious about, and I'm hoping this leads to because he made this, he goes to Dente to like be like, hey, look, I made a cake and it made a Gochizo, like it's still here though. So like I'm hoping I want to see more of this, like the doctors and the scientists involved, and I'm thinking that's where we're going with this. But yeah, all in all, I love this episode. It was really good. This is a longer episode than video review than I expected. But yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I have my video right now going over not only these but everything else I got. It's a decent sized box. It's very heavy in Super Sentai. There is some Kamen Rider stuff in there as well. It's all candy toys only. I have one more shipment coming in, but it's slow. It's a smaller box, so I'm probably not going to do a video. So that's why this is like my last real big box of toys for the year. But I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.